Welcome to another Thursday night Four Corner Rants HWR. We are now broadcasting. We are doing a dual broadcast here on not only Facebook Live at the HWR, just do the hashtag HWR chat room, but we are also broadcasting live on YouTube, and that's youtube.com HWR show, and check that out. We are there as well. So we got like a lot to talk about tonight, and we have our good crew together. And I'm trying to get all my panels here all set because we are live, folks, live on both YouTube and Facebook. So it gives everybody an opportunity to check us all out on both those channels. Let me introduce tonight's hardcore crew. We're missing the CEO himself, but let me put our Empress of Sin. She is that Southern Belle herself, Kayla Hobbs. Kayla, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I missed you guys.
Oh, likewise. I'm glad everything's okay with your family.
Everything's going smooth.
That's good. Speaking about Southerner, we have another Southerner here. He is the incomparable one, Lance Moss. Lance, how are you doing? How you doing?
Well, okay, ends Joe. Yeah, finally stopped raining here, and I got a cup of coffee, so I'm doing pretty good. Let's get it going.
Absolutely, and he is my partner in professional wrestling. We've been up and down the pike, back and forth. I was just speaking to our beloved Booker. I love K&D. Here is my partner, the IPTV man himself, and he is also Uber Westchester. He is Johnny Perez. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Oh, man, it's great to be back. Another week has gone by. So much to talk about. The greatest Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia. We're going to be talking about it, doing our picks. And guess what, guys? Let's do some damage.
Absolutely. Even the kitty's here. I didn't know we were getting Pussy Cat tonight. So, I saved myself. So
For once.
But now that we're broadcasting on Dual, people can check us out. I'm going to do a quick shout out before we get into anything. I'm going to do a big shout out to BC and Mrs. A. They run BC's Games and More. You can check them out on Facebook at just do the hashtag BC's Game and More. Two great people. They live in my area here in Erie, Pennsylvania. They do also a podcast for gaming and other stuff. They listen to our show. Big shout out to those two guys. Again, another big shout out to our boy K&D, and to I was gonna say Carmelo Mayonnaise Johnny, El Latino Angel Hernandez. So big Carmelo, big shout out to you, Toxic Tog, and all the other wrestlers that we got out there. But again, we are missing our CEO of tonight's show.
Yeah, Rick's not around?
No.
Oh, yes, Andy.
Yeah, and the other one too. Yeah, the son of a bitch, Andy. He's probably hiding somewhere, busting some ghost. Speaking about busting, apparently John Cena busted out in tears and spoke out regarding his recent split with Bella. Apparently, John Cena opened up about his breakup with Nikki Bella Wednesday night while promoting Bumblebee at SeminaCon in Las Vegas. Here's what he had to say. He says, "I hate that bitch. I always hated her. I don't know." No, let me read the actual thing. "The damn slut took me with all my money. She used me just to get
Dirty
to the top."
fucking dog.
Okay. No, seriously. Let me read it. It says, "I love Nicole with all my heart, and the split was tough. It's a tough time, but that's life. We all go through highs and we all go through lows. I'm gonna get through it. I love her. I will always love her. The fact that my heart hurts for her, I know I was in love with her, so I always have that." I'm gonna toss this to the woman in the room, Kayla. What do you think about that statement that John Cena just made?
Well, I mean, obviously he's very heartbroken, but I mean, earlier on, whenever all this was going on with the breakup, at first it was John Cena who dumped her, and then it came out that Nikki was actually the one who called it quits because she felt like she was getting a pity husband out of Charity, basically. But my thoughts on it is Cena, like, dodged the bullet with this one. He got out of the gold digger thing, you know what I mean?
You know what? And no matter what people say, I always think that Bella's the only reason they got to the top is not because of their skills, because they're lousy wrestlers. It's because of the people they slept with. Let's face it, John Cena, top biggest guy in the company. Nikki Bella, for all her faults, she pulled a Triple H, slept with the main people, and got ahead. Brie, I think Brie's a little different. I think Brie and, the GOAT himself, the master of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan, I think those two are actually in love. What do you think, Lance?
I think Nikki Bella is the only one that made John Cena not kick at it too.
Yeah, she was pinning his shoulders pretty well.
Well, in this situation, she defeated him.
Yeah, and she definitely saw him.
I do think that the Brie and Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson thing, that's 100% real. Like Nikki Bella's boobs, that relationship between her and Cena, 100% fake.
Yeah, I think it was just for show.
Yeah.
It's just a way for her to get to the top. Let's go to you, Johnny, real quick on this subject. The way Cena portrays it, I don't know. It doesn't seem sincere. I mean, it's like, I fucking, I loved her very much, but we all got to move somewhere, so let's go.
Let's face it, he was like, I'm not going to be around if she ends up like another Sonny. So let me get the hell out of Dodge right now.
Oh, gee.
All right. Let's
in
face
jail?
it. In jail, alcoholic, on drugs, doing porn, whatever it is, for her to be in the spotlight. Because we all know that her real wrestling talents suck.
Yeah.
Okay? So she was going to do whatever she can after the limelight was done with John Cena, because you know they were never going to last forever. You're in that business. You think John Cena is going to be true to her? Absolutely not. He's going to take every tally he can get. He's another Ric Flair. Let's face it. Woo! Getting everything he can get.
Yep,
and that's it.
And in a like I said, in an odd way, is in a way those two deserve each other because of their attitude and everything. But again, we will have to see how that goes. Right now, they are on Splitsville, so we will see how that works out in the future. Another thing we got to say real quick on this subject is this could be all kayfabe. This could be something that they just do another, I don't know, SummerSlam Macho Man wedding, a match married in hell, or is it the other way around? Well,
yes.
In Cena's case, it'll be a match made in hell. But, we'll have to find out and see what happens. Let's go on to something else real quick. And again, this is directed to Kayla again, the Queen of Sin. Mickie James and Ronda Rousey will be tangling up at Backlash. Now, this will be actually Ronda Rousey's first actual solo match. Now, we've seen what she could do in tag match in the tag match of WrestleMania. It wasn't great, but you know what? It turned out a little bit better than it was expected. What do you see? Let me read the thing out here. Unconfirmed reports are coming out that Mickie James will face Ronda Rousey at Backlash. Mickie and Rousey have been in a feud over the past several weeks. With that in mind, it would not surprise me if the WWE actually booked the two after what we saw with Natalya this Monday and how Mickie James actually did that sliding drop kick on Ronda Rousey. I wouldn't be surprised they do hook up at Backlash. What do you think?
I that is something that I would actually like to see. The WrestleMania tag match, I didn't like it. But like you said, it's going to be her first solo match, and it's not going to be on the grandest stage of them all. I think she'll feel a little bit more comfortable, but I would like to see how it goes. I'd watch it.
Yeah, let's go to you, Johnny, real quick on this too. You know, right now, if she is training, if Ronda Rousey's training, now obviously she's going to be training with Natalia, a great person to train with. You know, but she's also going to be in there with a ring veteran as Mickie James, another person who can wrestle.
Absolutely. This should have been done a long time ago before she even got in the ring with WrestleMania. You know, I mean, she's finally going to get some real ring work with some real wrestlers. She's going to get in there, do what she needs to do. They're going to train her the right way, and hopefully she can be a good wrestler in the end. Because that whole WrestleMania thing was a fucking disaster. I'm sorry.
Well,
horrible.
It wasn't for Triple H. He had the best move in the whole night.
Oh my God, I know. You know, he got to smell a little something there.
He got to smell some MMA Bush.
That's right.
Let's go to you, Lance. What do you think, Ronda Rousey and Mickie James?
Well, like y'all been saying, it will be pretty much the first see how she's really going to fare in the ring. Because let's be frank, her having her debut match
I want to be Anthony
at WrestleMania is almost like a football player having their first football game at the damn Super Bowl. It's going to blow. You're going to be marking the hell out. It is what it is. So to see her true ability, we'll have to wait till, I think, Backlash. And who knows? These could have been the two girls that were actually helping to train Ronda. So the two people she's most comfortable with makes a lot of sense. They might. We'll only know when we see, if you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. You know what? And with that, we're going to go on to another match, another bit of news. Something that we actually said last week, Lance, when we were talking about Curtis Axel, or in fact Monday, that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, the Mr. Raj, or former Mr. Raj, were looking for their new leader, in other words. And we actually joked about them going to Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And apparently, that's what happened. They are to join, you know, actually, we don't know if it's actually, you know, set, but it could be a possibility that Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel will join the Woken World and be and team up with, you know, Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Now that Jeff is pretty much over on SmackDown and he's going to stay there, we have now these two guys who are kind of floating around. And here's a quote from Matt Hardy. He says, "Please, at the Bo Dallas and at Real Curtis Axel, quit trying to coincide with those obsolete mules. The Woken World awaits you." You know? So I think that's a strong possibility. And maybe turning them into kind of these goth type guys, or like these broken servants, or I don't know what kind of gimmick they can be. But it would be interesting because they were good as the Mr. Raj. Now maybe this will take them another step higher.
Yeah, it should. And this is all something just actually hit me. If they do this, remember when we were all talking about that? We thought it would be we were wondering if WWE was going to put Bray and Bo in a faction together.
Yeah, actually,
well, there you go.
And just for the fans that don't know, Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt are related. They're both brothers.
And they can have IRS do all their taxes.
Absolutely. Their father is Mike Rotundo, or Rotunda, depends on which company you look at.
They always, like Snooker and Snooker, they always messed it up.
Yeah, you know what, Johnny, I'm going to toss that to you. You know, these guys being part of it, I think this will help them on the Raw brand, because they'll fill that spot that maybe Luke Harper and Eric, excuse me, and Eric Rowan left. So maybe these guys, they won't be as dominant as them two, but they'll fill that role. That it will be like almost a Wyatt family with a Woken Matt Hardy little theme into it.
Let's hope it does something for their career because I mean you gotta feel sorry for these guys. They're like, second generation wrestlers, or Axel is actually third generation wrestler, and it's to the point where it's like, wow, you can't use these guys. I mean, what are you doing to them? But hopefully, this whole Woken thing is gonna help them out, push their career, and get them somewhere. But I don't really see anything happening. I don't see him there that long. I really don't.
Well, we will have to see what will happen. Kayla, let's go to you. Curtis Axel, third generation star. His grandfather was Larry the Axe Hennig back in the AWA Minnesota days, and his father was the Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. These guys, I think they matured a lot since they debuted with Bo Leave and Perfection. I think now they're being with the Miztourage helped them even more. Do you think it's going to help them more being in the Woken army?
Well, I mean, I would like to say yes, I really would, but I don't really think that's going to help them that much. I mean, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, the entire time that they've been on the main roster, they've basically just been a comedy type gimmick, with the exception of Axel whenever he came up with Ryback. I'll give him some credit there. But I mean, I hope it does do something for their career. I don't see them being here much longer.
Well, you know what? And with that, folks, we are going to move tomorrow at noon. Noon our time, Eastern Standard Time. It is the greatest Royal Rumble being broadcast from Saudi Arabia. I think we joked about this Monday night regarding the scenario of what was going on in last week's show about these guys going into not really a terrorist country, but with the threat of terrorism. And we did talk about what will happen, God forbid, if something did happen to these guys over there. So we're giving them all our prayers. I'm sure they will have enough security to cover them. But this is different. This is going to be a complete pay-per-view with every title on the line, with a humongous big battle Royal Rumble. I don't think we've ever had a larger Royal Rumble than this. I think they did have, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, the 40-man Royal Rumble when Ric Flair won the vacant WWF championship back in the day. But now 50 guys, and these are not common guys. These are the top of the line people. They're not the. You might see a few scrubs. You might see like a little mid-carders, but this is the cream of the crop here. Let me just give a couple of names out there. Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, the Woken Group, the Great Khali, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, Triple H, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and the Phenom himself, The Undertaker. And you got a whole bunch of other guys. Rey Mysterio Jr., Kurt Angle, The Miz. I mean, the list is huge. This is not your average. This is not a little show. This is mixing everybody in there. And the latest addition, it is Chris Jericho. So, you know what? I'm going to toss this to you, Lance. We'll go down to the matches, but before that, what do you think of that lineup? You got like 50 different superstars that are not you got the mid-carders in it, but here are the cream of the crop guys as well.
Absolutely. I mean, what this actually, first thing when they said the number, what really popped into my head was the old WCW gimmick match of World War III, where it was 60 men, 3 rings. But this, honestly, some people are going to ask, who's your pick? Who's your pick? With 50 men, hell, 30 men's hard enough to pick a winner. 50? It's almost impossible.
You know what? And that's a good point. And let's talk about that first. The 50-man greatest Royal Rumble match. normally when this is happening in the States, we can easily pick somebody because according to storyline and direction. Here, this has nothing to do with storylines. This has nothing to do with who's whom because it's all the factions together. There's some NXT guys, there's some Raw guys, there's some SmackDown guys. But when you look at it, there's no clear-cut winner in here. So this is the biggest toss-up ever, and I really can't say who is going to win this. You know, the common joke is, since this is, bless you, since this is in the Middle East, either the Great Khali or Jinder Mahal might win this. But again, that's stereotyping those two.
I'm thinking, remember the dude that beat Jinder Mahal at WrestleMania with the help of the football player? What's his
Mojo.
name?
Mojo Rawley.
I think Mojo Rawley's going to win it.
That will be a big long shot. I think they're going
Have they said what the winner gets?
What was that, Lance? Go ahead.
Have they said if the winner gets a prize or anything?
You know what? That's something that no one has said. I guess they'll just win. They'll be the first Saudi Arabian Royal Rumble winner.
I mean, this is an idea I personally had. Well, since the next of the big four coming up would be SummerSlam. Why not whoever wins this gets a title shot at SummerSlam?
Nah, no good. You're first of all, you're in a different country.
It's a Royal Rumble. It's a Royal Rumble.
It's a Royal.
They'll get a title shot.
They may be a WWE, Middle East. They may start doing that and crown their own Middle Eastern champion, and maybe this is the start of it.
You know what, Kayla? Let's hear from you. What do you think?
I mean, as far as all that goes, I am excited to watch it to a certain extent because, like you guys said, the lineup is huge. The only thing that I don't like about the pay-per-view right now is the fact that, given the laws over there, the girls can't have any part whatsoever with it.
Yeah.
I understand, they've got their thing that they do over there in Saudi Arabia. Women are looked at, horribly and had to be hidden and everything for some reason. But I do actually have two picks out of all these people. And I right now, I'm going to say Strowman or Daniel Bryan.
You know what? And the thing is like Johnny and Lance said, what is the payoff here? There is no, they never announced, does the winner get anything, anything big out of this? Do they get any, championship opportunity? That hasn't been mentioned. So it could be anybody, and I'm going to throw in my belief it's either going to be the Great Khali or Jinder Mahal. Again, not stereotyping, but that is the gimmick that they portray, the Middle Easterner, and that'll probably go over well. Now, again, this is all a big toss-up, so we don't know who's going to be going on with this. You know what? We're going to go over to the lower matches now and work our way on. It is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. Let's go to you, Lance, on this. I don't know who really is going to win here.
If it would have been the Mustafa Ali with the belt, I would have said straight up retain. But Kalisto versus Cedric Alexander, that's a tough one. I flat out don't know.
You know what? And the same thing with me. I would like to say Cedric Alexander because he just won the title.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll have to be my pick, Cedric Alexander. And this is probably going to be the opener. It's going to be probably that match, the high match that gets everybody excited and run around. But again, this will be new because we've never seen these guys battle each other before, at least to my knowledge. So let's go to you, Kayla. Cruiserweight Championship.
I picked Cedric to retain.
Okay. That didn't go. That wasn't a long thing. That was right to the point. Let's go to
That's
you.
why you guys love me.
Absolutely. Let's go to you, Johnny. What do you think?
Who are the two again?
You can tell he's invested in this product. Cedric Alexander and Kalisto. Kalisto's the one that goes lucha.
Yeah, no. You know what? Both real good talent. I would like to see No Way Jose taking it, but I guess not. But I think anybody's going to be Kalisto.
All right. And that we don't know what Andy's and Rick's pick are, but again, we'll find out tomorrow. All right, another match coming up. It is for the Intercontinental Championship. This is one of the multi-man matches being thrown together. It is the champion, Seth Rollins, taking on Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and The Miz. And now it's pronounced as a ladder match. So this is something, because now you got two SmackDown guys fighting two Raw guys for a Raw, which we would like to consider the Raw Championship. It is the Intercontinental Championship. This is a hard shot for me, but I would like to see The Miz win this again, because he has that characteristic, he has that ability on the mic, he can just draw ire from the fans. But then that'll mean the title will switch to SmackDown, and that means the United States title will have to switch to Raw. Let's go to you, Kayla, real quick. Who do you see winning this?
Right now, out of those choices, and considering it's a ladder match, I kind of feel like it's going to either be Rollins or Balor, mainly because, this whole feud has been going on with them for a little while, but I feel like they're going to have Seth retain it and keep it going till the next big pay-per-view, and then the title will switch hands.
All right, let's go to you, Johnny. Who do you think?
What is the Intercontinental title match, correct?
Yep, Seth Rollins, The Miz, Finn Balor, or Samoa Joe.
You know what? I see Balor winning. I don't like to say it, but I see Balor winning it.
Yep.
Not my favorite, but out of the way it goes, I see Balor taking a title.
All right, let's go to you, Lance. What do you think?
I see this going two possible ways. If they're wanting to flip-flop the titles, I could see Samoa Joe picking it up, but I want Seth to retain.
All right. We all got kind of mixed picks there. Normally, we usually focus on one. That's really good. We all got a different pick. Let's go to the next title match, which will be the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. This is something that I'm interested in, because I believe this will be the first ever title defense of the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And they'll be defending their belt against the former tag team champions, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, or like I like to call them, the Islanders, Haku and Tama, or members of MS-13.
Samoa SWAT team.
Yeah. Since you spoke up, Johnny, first, go ahead, and then Lance, you pick it up.
I don't see these guys losing the titles right now. Absolutely not. I think it's going to be a clean win for the Bludgeon Brothers. I think they're going to come back to the States and lose it at a major pay-per-view, not on the WWE Network.
Absolutely. I personally think the Usos are going to hell beat out of them. Because, let's face it, Naomi ain't going to be there to show the light, because legally she can't.
Absolutely, I agree.
So, Bludgeon.
Joe?
Yeah, I'm here. All right, Lance, go ahead.
I said Bludgeon Brothers gonna win and beat the hell out of the Usos, and basically Naomi can't interfere because legally she basically can't even perform.
Absolutely. Let's go to you, Kayla, on this. This is pretty much going to be power versus, I think, technical guys. And
I'm going to agree 100% that's going to be the Bludgeon Brothers because Naomi can't come out and save her hubby.
You know, and that's probably how they will do it. They'll keep it that way. All right, let's go to the other tag team championship that's on the line. This is to crown the brand new Raw tag team champions, as you all know. Braun Strowman and Nicholas, who turned out to be one of who turned out to be.
Sorry, that was so stupid.
Who turned out to be one of the son of one of the employees in WWE.
Oh my God! I tell you, Jesus.
You know, well, due to scheduling conflicts with Nicholas, you know, he can't miss his fourth grade or fifth grade classes, so they agreed to relinquish the titles. So I guess they did like a little bullshit tournament, and the Woken Nation, or the I don't know, the Woken family, I don't know what the hell they call it. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy moved to the finals, and they'll be meeting former champions Sheamus and Cesaro. Now, I'm a little bit conflicted here because, again, this is another mix, you could say, promotion match, because Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy are on Raw, and Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, are in SmackDown. So I can clearly see Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy winning this, since the Bar is on SmackDown. Let's go to you. Let's go to you, Lance. What do you think?
I'm absolutely going with the Deleter of Worlds, Debbie Bray and Matt, because, like you say, it's for the Raw Tag Team titles. It would not make any freaking sense for the Raw Tag belts to go to SmackDown.
Absolutely. So, you know, again, I think that's the most common thing that's going to be. I don't think it's going to be changed any other way. Let's go to you, Johnny. What do you think?
Again, it's a toss-up between. I mean, I would like to see Cesaro and Sheamus win the tag team titles back, but I think it would be good for the Woken family to have some type of gold in the family. So I'm kind of in between both right now. I am like undecided, to be honest with you. I mean, the titles will go both on either side, you know. So I'm pretty much undecided here.
All right, let's go to you, Kayla. You get the final word on this. Is it the Leader of Worlds, or it is the Bar?
Let's see here. I am going to say it's going to be the Eater of Worlds.
All right.
100%.
We pretty much got that all wrapped up because we could see where that is leading to. So we have that.
Deletion!
You know.
Wonderful.
You know, that guy.
God, I hate
that, you know, especially with his stupid laugh, like, you know, I don't see where that's amusing. I really don't. You know, maybe it's just me because I'm old school, but
Joe, when you're on the kind of drugs Matt Hardy is, everything's funny.
Yeah, pretty much. and they must pass it around the locker room in the Vince because he likes the Woken gimmick.
Well, I think Vince is doing a lot more drugs now than he was back then.
Yeah, Geritol, Metamucil.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, you can't mix those together, man. It's, you know, it causes hallucinations.
Like, you know, I got grapefruits the size of bowling balls, and I love this guy.
That shit.
You know.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
You know, they're really passing the bong if they wanted to.
Let's not use the word passing around too much there, Joe.
Yeah, I know. We're losing already a lot of good talent, good former wrestlers.
Exactly.
Lord knows. You know, before I continue with this match, I know it's not funny, but do you think, speaking about passing, do you think Bill Cosby's going to be passing Jello pudding cups
Lord.
to
His inmates?
Inmates?
His inmates?
Oh, Bubba, do you want some pudding?
Oh, don't put that pudding pop there.
I use that on this girl to get her down.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine Bill Cosby? They says, "Come on, boy." You know what? Imagine he's in prison, and imagine him in prison meeting a big fat black guy, and the guy goes to him and says, "Hey, hey, hey, you're my baby."
No, it's like, hey, 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 you're my Prince Albert.
Mushmouth would be over there like, he's really fucked now.
Well, you know why Mushmouth will have a mushmouth in jail?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. We really went off on that, but when we started saying passing, pass the jello
It
pudding
hurts to breathe.
pops. Lance, are we going to hell for this?
Yes, we are.
We got one way to hell for that.
Well, you know what? I think we already landed in hell. It feels like hell. We're in hell.
I think poor Bill Cosby's gonna have a lot of chocolate pudding pops when he gets there.
Oh yeah.
Mercy.
Oh boy, Jesus
He's gonna
Lord,
be tasting a lot of different flavors.
a
in
lot
prison.
of different flavors of pops. Correct.
Damn.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I'm gonna say this. I gotta say this. I was a big fan of his during the '80s. He did some funny stuff.
Of
You know,
course.
And he did the cartoon Fat Albert. You know, but all these years later, the man is old. Let him eat his pudding and leave him alone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Listen, he was famous. I don't think all this stuff is true about it. I think all these women are like, they're like what they're doing with Trump now. They just want to get on the bandwagon, get their 15 minutes of fame, and that's it, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, fans. Let's go back to wrestling now. We'll pass the pudding later.
Well, that was some form of wrestling.
Yeah.
It was. It really was. If you want to call it that, absolutely.
Well, Bill's going to be wrestling for the top bunk, I can tell you that.
Oh God.
You know, that's...
Absolutely.
You know what? See, now I'm stuck on that topic now. You know, the Green Mile? It'll be the Pudding Mile.
The Pudding Mile.
Damn.
Yeah. I just hope they don't give him the electric chair, because can you imagine all that pudding flying around?
It'll short circuit the freaking thing. It'll melt and short circuit.
And a looking pudding going on out there.
Oh, jeez. All right, okay. You know, let's get off of the small topics, and no offense to Vern Troll, who passed away.
Oh God.
What? What?
Well, you just don't stop. I'm telling you, man.
Oh,
Just don't stop.
No, that just took me back to the whole Jinder Mahal and Chad Gable on Raw that night. Chad getting like super pissed off that Jinder was like, "Oh, you're from Troyer, right?"
Yeah, I thought you died. That I gotta say, Jinder Mahal did a nice little promo with that. That was funny.
Great.
All right,
Hey, it's Nicholas. He grew up.
I see you've been
he
eating.
did good.
I see you've been eating, saying your prayers and eating your vitamins, Nicholas. What kind of
great,
vitamins
guys.
we don't
Come on.
know.
That was great. Yeah, brother. Take my vitamins and get divorced too. Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine that? But again, you know, yeah, we are. You know, let's continue with the greatest Royal Rumble.
We're still on that?
I think we're on that.
We haven't finished?
That's what it says here on my paper. It says here on the paper. Yeah, so let me continue on that. Well, it's really just something that's written on in the back as a centerfold. So,
hey Joe, you might want to add the boss.
Yeah. All right. What happened, Lance?
Yeah, I just got a message from Richard saying he lost track of time. He might be trying to join.
Okay. If when he pops up, imagine. I hope he didn't hear what we just said a few minutes ago. Yo, we're all going to hell. hell.
Yeah, he'd be pissed that he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah. Y'all going to hell.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
man.
crazy.
Now, see, now I feel like saying, my name is Paul Heyman. I could do that better live when I'm out in the streets. But anyway, let's go to the next championship match. It is for the United States Championship. Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. If he was in Mexico, he'd be known as El Hef. Hef Hardy.
El Jefito.
Jeff Hardy will be defending his newly won United States Championship against former champion Jinder Mahal. I'm gonna say it clear. Jeff Hardy, no matter what his past was, no matter what his demons he dealt with, the Willow gimmick, the Woken gimmick that he did as Brother Nero, and his moves, he's older now. He's an older guy, but he could still pull out those moves. And I'm going to give it to Jeff Hardy to win this. I'm glad they kind of broke him away from Matt and put him in a different direction and a different brand. So good. I want to see Jeff Hardy retain that championship. Let's go to you, Johnny. What do you think? Is Jinder going to win it because this is Saudi Arabia, or you think Matt is going to, or Jeff is going to keep it?
You know what? I'm be honest. I'm going to go with Jinder Mahal because it's Saudi Arabia. Somebody has to win. And I think it's going to be Jinder Mahal, and he'll lose it at the next major pay-per-view.
And that's a good point. Let's go to you, Lance. What do you think? Do you think Jinder's going to regain it, or you think the master of the Hardy, Jeff, is going to retain?
I wish they would have let Jeff become Brother Nero, personally, because I love the way he does that gimmick. But I'm going to say the charismatic Enigma keeps the belt.
All right. Kayla, you know what? Lance just made a point. It'd be interesting throughout the match that I don't know if they can do it, because I think Brother Nero, I'm not sure Brother Nero is trademarked with the Hardys or the Willow gimmick like they did on Impact in that one match that they did where Willow appeared, then Nero appeared, then Jeff Hardy appeared. We all know it was taped, but that will be interesting to see. I think the fans will be more interested to see Jeff Hardy than Jinder Mahal.
Well, I would absolutely love to see Itchwood get it, but I know we can't do that 'cause it's all PG. But
see, she's as bad as us.
But I would love to see Matt Hardy get it. Any of his characters that he does, he goes full on out with them all. Like you said, he's badass with his moves. But here's the question I have. Isn't Jinder Mahal actually from Canada?
Yes.
Well, so what the hell? He doesn't need to win the damn belt over there. Let Jeff Hardy retain.
Well, and again, Lance, let's go to you on that. Imagine if the Woken family wins the tag titles, Jeff keeps the United States title. That'll be both Hardys with championships on two different brands.
And you know what they'll say about that? Delightful.
Oh my God.
Yep, they were definitely passing the bong. Oh, let's not start the passing again.
I just want to see Itchweed.
Oh, God.
You got relatives like that, too?
I do, actually.
Me too.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks. Now we're going to ask you to provide pictures.
Oh, shit.
No, can't
You might
do
have
that.
nightmares.
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all don't want to see, trust me, you don't want to see that.
All right.
Damn, man, you know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
All right, Lance, so who you picked, Jeff or Jinder?
Jeff.
All right, we're unanimous on that one. Let's go to another champion. Let's go to a match that pretty much I know we've seen in the past. I can't remember when, what show, what pay-per-view, But this is a nice toss up, and you know the two biggest egos in the company had to meet. It is John Cena or heartbroken John Cena versus ball broken Triple H. This is no significant match. This is just a match, and we already know that Stephanie won't be there, so you're not going to see her coming riding down, because that's not going to happen. We're not going to see any of the Bellas. So this is basically two guys who are just going to do their best and put on a hell of a show. And I am going to say it. This is going to be one of the matches that's going to be the match of the night. And if anything, I'm going to give it to Cena, as crazy as that sounds. Let's go to you, Kayla. John Cena or Triple H?
Well, with everything going on, John and Nikki, I was really hoping before I found out, women can't be over there competing. I was hoping halfway through the daggone match, we would hear Nikki Bella's music and Stephanie would walk out dressed up like Nikki Bella. But we know that won't happen. So I'm going to say actually Triple H is going to be my pick.
That's very good. Let's go to you, Lance. It is either the number one guy in the company or the number one guy in the company.
I'm going to go with the number one guy in the company. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go with the better performer of the two, Triple H.
Very good. And that is true. Both are very good in the ring. Both have excellent mic skills. I'm not a big fan of Triple H's ego, but his wrestling is totally spot on. And he would, he matured a lot. I'm going to give him that. I wish he'd grow his hair back. But, seeing a bald Triple H is not a funny thing. But they are two good workers in there. Let's go to you, Johnny. What do you think? Yeah. I agree. It's going to be the ghost of Bruno Sammartino coming in and win this.
He's going for vacant. He's going for vacant.
In the immortal words of DeForest Kelly, Dr. Leonard McCoy of Star Trek, he's dead, Jim.
He's going for the Invisible Man.
All right, you know what? We'll do a toss-up here for him. We'll just say, I'll say Triple H. You all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Triple H. All right.
Oh, sorry about that. My mic was on mute. I apologize about that.
Good save.
Yeah.
Let me say what I was saying before I found that I was on mute, because I was actually talking to myself then. I'm gonna go against everyone. I'm gonna go with John Cena.
Well, that's what I picked too. So it's 2-2.
Reason being is because everything that's going on with the whole Nikki Bella thing, and what's best for business. The guy who's crying have a great match and a great win in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, his tears will dry up in that heat out there.
But that's what I'm saying. It's great. I'm telling you, I pick John Cena. Absolutely, all the way.
All right. Well, fans, we got 3 matches left, and here is another, in my other opinion, then the second greatest match of the night. It will be the WWE Heavyweight Championship of the world. It'll be champion AJ Styles defending his title against the master of heel style, Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, again, this is a toss-up. I like AJ Styles. I gotta say, I respect the man greatly. He started, he did start on WCW. He did do a WWE appearance. He matured a lot in TNA. He went to Japan, increased his skills 100%. And to see him as WWE champion, the same belt that Hogan had, Flair had, Bruno had, many other guys had in the past. And again, on a technical worker who can get in there and brawl. So for this match, I am going to throw it out, and I'm going to say it's going to remain with AJ Styles. And that title will change at Backlash. Let's go to you, Kayla. Who do you think, AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura?
I'm going to say Nakamura because AJ is going to be standing there the whole time trying to figure out what the lyrics are to Nakamura's new song.
It's all in Japanese. You won't know.
Hey, he was in Japan for how long? He might.
I got my granddaughter coming to me, so give me a moment. Lance, who do you think?
Well, I'm gonna say Shinsuke to win the match, but only because AJ's gonna get disqualified when his brothers are good. Come beat the hell out of Shinsuke.
All right. Let's get to you, Johnny. Who do you think?
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with AJ Styles on this one. DQ, count out, double DQ, something. He's not gonna lose the title overseas. He'll lose the title in the States, but not overseas.
You know what? And that will make sense. Let's go to one of the marquee matches that's been heavily promoted. And apparently Lana is allowing Rusev to do this match. So can we go whoopsh, whoopsh. And Kayla, Lana says she'll give you back the whip when she's done.
There we go. She better give it back. I need it.
All right.
Well, hey, it ain't a far trip from Kentucky down to Nashville.
Absolutely.
Do what?
It ain't a far trip from Kentucky down to Nashville where they live.
Oh, I know. I was actually down there all last week with my dad for his surgery. I was looking for him, too.
Well, remember, it's Rusev
so
Day.
let's go to your pick, Kayla. This is Undertaker versus Rusev in the first ever overseas casket match. And we all seen how casket matches work. Somebody must get beaten up bad enough that they get locked in a casket, which is an Undertaker specialty. But I don't think he's got like a good win-loss record on it. So it's been pretty even. I would say he's won some, lost some. Well, let's go to, what do you think, Kayla?
I am going to pull for Undertaker. This is one of his specialties.
All right. Do you think we're going to see an Undertaker that we saw at WrestleMania?
Well, I mean, even if we do see the same Undertaker, you guys do have to give it to the man for the wear and tear on his body and his age and everything. He was pretty daggone good.
Yep, even though it was a quick match, but he came back looking good. They put the extension in his hair. So I got to say, he looked good. And that will be my pick as well, The Undertaker, for the casket match.
John Cena's not in that match, Katie. Sorry, my 6-year-old was sitting here going, John Cena needs to be in that.
Yes, he does. And he needs to be put in the casket with Mickey and sent down the hell.
Oh, damn.
6-year-old in the room. Hang on. Go brush your teeth.
Okay.
Go brush your teeth.
Go down the heck.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Go down the heck.
You're good. She's out of the room.
Okay. They're going down to see the man in the red suit, and it's not Santa Claus.
She left. You're good. Sorry.
All right. Well, at least thank God she didn't hear what we were talking about, Bill Cosby.
Oh
my goodness.
But yeah, Lance, let's go to you on this. Undertaker or Rusev? The obvious or the shocker?
I'm going with Taker, and hopefully they don't go over like a 15-minute match because, well, let's take it a little on the old side. So the Epic thing probably shouldn't do that. But if they keep it like maybe a little bit longer than what he did Mania, cool. But I'm still going with Taker.
All right. Let's go to you, Johnny, real quick. Who do you think, Rusev or the obvious winner?
The obvious winner, of course. I mean, jeez. I mean, only one person who speaks a different language can win this event. So, to me, that's Jinder Mahal. That's it. Undertaker taking the match.
Yep. You know what? And let's go on to it. The main event of the night. Obviously the 50-man Royal Rumble is going to be the main event, but this is probably the co-main event, knowing how WWE thinks. It is for the WWE Universal Championship, and it is champion Brock Lesnar defending his title inside a steel cage against Roman Reigns. Now, Brock is a former UFC champion. Cages are his specialty. I expect to see Roman Reigns get busted left to right. But you know what? Something tells me that Roman might walk away with the win here, because Brock is working on a match-by-match contract. So if you're paying a guy $500,000 a match, wouldn't it make a lot of sense to try to get him out of that contract? So let's go over to you, Lance. Brock or Roman Reigns?
Roman, but he will be busted wide open because there's no way in the hell that big gash he had in his hairline at Mania has fully healed by now.
All right, let's go to you, Johnny. What do you think?
To be honest, I'm gonna go for Roman Reigns. He lost at Mania, the biggest show of the year. It's in a cage. I think Roman Reigns is gonna end up victorious in this one, and probably dropping it either at SummerSlam or at the end of the year.
Yeah, because Roman never has a good. He doesn't have a good track record when it comes to holding the big belt. So let's go to you, Kayla. My granddaughter's fighting with me here.
Oh. I hate Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, you guys know who my pick's going to be. I can't stand that big, pale fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Give her some pudding.
Sorry.
I like that.
Give her some pudding, Mr. J. My pudding.
God.
Well, you know what, fans? That is the greatest Royal Rumble. And again, it is tomorrow on the WWE Network at noon Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. I'm not sure which of us will be available to talk about this.
Me.
Oh, there you go. Kayla will be here.
I'm game.
All right, Lance. I'm not sure. I should be here. I should be available, but I'm not too sure. So, but if I am available, I will set up a stream, and we will set up the podcast, and we will talk about the show. We won't be streaming the show. The pay-per-view. We will be talking about the pay-per-view. Big difference.
Yeah. Pay $9.99, damn it.
Yeah, god damn it. I'll buy one of Johnny's boxes.
That's right.
All right, guys. We come to that point in the show where we talk about pretty much everybody. Everybody gets to do a shout out real quick. Right now, I'm gonna do a quick one here because they're not available, and my granddaughter's getting jumpy. So, first of all, if you're into the paranormal and you like those shows from the UK. There's a lot of good paranormal shows in the UK, but the best one belongs to that son of a bitch, Andy, and you can find him at www.stokedhaunted.com. Again, that's www.stokedhaunted.com. You can also do the hashtag StokedHaunted, and you'll pop up with his Twitter, his YouTube page, and his Facebook page, and it's all on the website as well, too, so check them out. Also, we're going to give a big shout out to Rick, who's the CEO of HWR, and you can find him and us on the HWR chat room on Facebook, and just look the hashtag HWR chat room, and we'll be on Facebook. If you're looking for us on YouTube now, it's youtube.com user HWR show. So check us out there too. We'll be doing dual broadcasting always now, at least if this works out tonight. Johnny, you are the IPTV guy, and you're also the Uber Westchester guy. Tell everybody about it.
Well, first of all, I'm here to save everyone money on all their streaming needs: movies, TV shows, cable, sporting events, pay-per-views, you name it, I'll help you save it. You can contact me at gr8@gmail.com or on my Instagram at IPTV_guy. Also, if you guys are interested for driving from Uber, I do a weekly Uber YouTube channel. Just search Uber Westchester, capital U, Uber, and a capital W for Westchester. And I talk about my weekly earnings and how it is to work for Uber in the area that I live. Also, you can also catch me on Instagram at Uber Westchester.
All right. Let's go to you, Kayla. Tell everybody where they can find you and what's going on.
Well, let's see. I want to give a big shout out to my brothers and sisters over at Kentucky Zone Wrestling. And you can actually find me at Kentucky Zone Wrestling or on my Facebook page.
All right. And what's your Facebook? What's your Facebook link? Kayla? I think we lost her, Lance.
Possible.
I think so.
Yes.
There she goes. What was that?
Sorry about that. Big shout out to my brothers and sisters over at Kentucky Zone Wrestling. If you want to look me up, you can find me on my Facebook page. You can get that off the HWR chat room on Facebook, or you can find me at Kentucky Zone Wrestling.
There you go. All right, Lance. You host Lance Moss TV on YouTube. Tell everybody about it and and what's going on.
Well, I'm at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Every Wednesday night I go live on Lance Moss TV and friends. I never know who's going to show up. Shoot, last night we had our host, Mr. Joseph Scoldren Knight, show up. And, on Fridays I post up a video which... Honestly, my video's going to go live about an hour and a half into the Greatest Royal Rumble. All the wonders of pre-scheduling.
Absolutely. You know what? And fans, you could find me, Joseph Scoldren Knight. Just do the hashtag Scoldren's Realm. And I do a lot of gaming videos, blogs of reviews of old classic TV shows, movies, and all that from the 80s and back. So check that out. I also do stuff with today. I'm actually in the process of, I'm in the middle of it right now. It's called Batman Ninja. It is an excellent DC animated movie. It's all in feudal Japan. So check that out. Again, that's called Batman Ninja. So it's a great, and that hammering you hear is my granddaughter banging my phone. Hey, she look, I'm turning it back on. Damn kids and technology. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Scoldren, and you can see all my links on there too. Let me also throw a quick shout out to BC and his wife Lady A. They both run BC's and BC's Game and More. Again, you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com BC's Game and More. And they go live on Facebook every now and then, so check them out. Tell them I sent you. And with that, I don't think we have anything else to say except we hope that there's no terrorist attacks tomorrow. Because these guys, in all seriousness, they're in a really hostile country. So yeah. Our prayers are with them and hope everything turns out well and they get home safe. Because God forbid if anything happens, we'll be stuck with the Bellas forever.
Oh my God! No!
Yeah, because all the women are stuck over here. So,
getting paid.
I wish I could have that. Anyway, with that, folks, thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next week or tomorrow for the Greatest Royal Rumble. And with that, I'm going to say we'll see you next week. Lance?
Buy the shirt!
Buy the shirt. Yeah, we definitely have a shirt made up. I got looking to that. We should. You know, we got to do, you know what? Before we sign off, I'm going to see if we can get a shirt. And everybody's going to see if we can somehow get it passed around to get it autographed by each one of us. And do a raffle and give it to somebody in the chat room.
Well, we're talking about one of the Bellas or the shirt?
I'll take Brie.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take Brie too. No, you know what? I'll take Little Miss Bliss. She got big boobs now.
I said the Bellas. I didn't say anything about.
Yeah, they'll fight you for Miss
I
Bliss.
didn't
Yeah,
talk
exactly.
about Harley. Whatever her name. No. Negative.
Can we like add Dean Ambrose into that? Can I have Dean?
Yes.
I would love that.
look,
You
you'll
can
have
have
to-
Dean
you'll have
all
to
you
fight
want.
Renee
Yeah.
Young for him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll fuck that bitch up.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about anybody fighting for Dean Ambrose. You'll have him cleanly. So,
Yep.
with
Stupid.
that, pass the pudding. With that, folks, we'll see you next week. And, we'll see you tomorrow night. So take care and have a great night.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon, tonight, whatever. Everybody knows what's
Same
going
difference.
on in WWE.